Good morning. How are you today? Today we are going to start with chapter 4, which is decimal numbers 1. So let's open together on page 61. So page 61. Before we start, let's revise first of all what's a decimal number. So what's a decimal number? A decimal number is a number that has a point. For example, this number is called a decimal number. Okay, let me make the point very well. This number is called a decimal number, and the decimal number is divided in two parts. The part that's before the point, which is called the whole part, and the number that's after the point here, which called is the decimal part. The whole parts are the numbers that we already know. Yani this one is ones, tens, hundred, thousand, and so on. The numbers that after the point that are the decimal in the decimal part, the first one here is called the tenth. This one is the hundredth. And the third digit is usually called the thousandths. And if we have another number, for example, 1, we can call this one as 10,000ths. As you see, there is TH at the end. So this is 10,000ths. This is concerning the decimal number. Now we are going to solve directly this activity, activity 2, page 61. We have this number, which is a decimal number. It can be written in 3 forms, as we used to take in the last lesson before we take the decimal number, yani whole numbers. We write them in standard form, expanded form, and in word form. Standard form is the form that we all know it, yani we write it like this. In the expanded form, we write the whole part alone. Yani here, what is the whole part? 3, we write it alone. Plus, now we will start with 2. Top 2 is the first number after the point, so it must be the first number after the point. So we write 0.2. Now concerning 7, it's the second number after the point, so we write 0.07. As you see, 7 is the second number after the point. 5 is the third number, so it must be the third one, so we write 0, 0, then 5, and this way 5 will be the third. And this is the first number, the second, and 5 is the third number after the point. Now concerning how to read this number, we read the whole part alone, يعني 3. Point we read it as and 3 and now we read the decimal part like this يعني كأنه لحاله. I forget everything. 275. But we have to pay attention when we finish the last digit. We have to write its place value. شو ال place value لل5 here? It's 1000. So 3 and 275 thousandths. No need to say ones here directly. 3 and 275 thousandths. Now we have another example. We are going to do it together. The standard form, who will form that we already know it, which is a 12.6854. Now the expanded form. In the expanded form, as we said, we write first the whole part. What is the whole part here? I will write here so we can see the number. The whole part is 12. Then we write plus. The first number after the point is 6. So we write 0.6. As you see, 6 is the first digit after the point. Then we have 8. 8 is the second number after the point. So we write 0.08. Then we have 5, which is the third digit. So we have to write 0.05. And the fourth digit here is 4. So we write 0. Sorry, here I missed a 0. It's the third digit, 0.05. Then we have here 0. It's the fourth digit after the point, so we should write 0.00. Then we write 4. Now the word form, let's write it in the word form. As we said, we read the whole part first. It's a 12, so we write a 12. And the point, I read it as and, 12 and. Let's read after the point. I forget everything and I read the number as it is. It's 6,000. 854. And when we finish, we should write the place value of the last digit here. What is the place value of the last digit? It's 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths. So this is concerning how we write this number in the word form. Don't forget to write the place value of the last digit. Now let's complete here. Complete this number, the same number. As you see, this is also the expanded form. Yani the expanded form, it can be written in two ways. The first way is using zeros like here. As you see, like here, we can use zeros, or we can write it in this way, okay, with the fractions. Here, the whole part is 12. But what is the tenth? Over 10 means tenth. What is the tenth? It's 6. So 6 over 10. Hundredth. What is the hundredths? It's 8. So 8 over hundredths. What is the thousandths? It's 5. So I write 5. What is the 10,000ths? It's 4. Okay. What is the position value of digit 8? Digit 8 is what here? It's the second number after the point. So it is hundredths. So I write that it is hundredths. What is the position value of digit 4 in this number? 4, the fourth digit after the point, it's 10 thousandths. So we have to memorize the first digit is tenth, then hundredths, then thousandths, then the fourth one is 10 thousandths. Here, let's cross number and write digit, okay? What is the digit of hundredths? This number. So instead of number, we will write digit. So what is the digit of hundredths? Hundredths is which one is the second one? So it's 8. The digit of hundredths is 8. And also here, instead of number, let's write digit. So what is the digit of thousandths? Thousandths is the third one, so it is 5. Let's read this number here before we turn to another page. How do we read this number? It's 6 and 2,131 ten thousandths. طب how do we read this number, for example? 17 and 13 hundredths, because 3 is hundredths. How do we read this one? 17 and 1/10, because 1 is tenth. 17.152 thousandths, because 2 is thousandths. 17 and 1,521 ten thousandths, because 1 is 10 thousandths. Concerning the expanded form, as we said, we can write it in two forms, either with the point or we can write it like this here. Let's take an example also. Let me erase everything and take an example. If I have the number 1.121, I want to write it in the expanded form. I write 1 plus 0.1, okay, because the first number is 1. 0.02, the second number is 2. Plus 0. This is the third number, so I should put 2 zeros, 0.00, then I write 1. This is the first way to write the expanded form. The second way, I can write it in this form, 1 plus 1 over 10. Okay, it's the tenth, plus 2 over 100, because 2 is hundredths, plus 1 over thousandths. Here I'm going to draw the place value table. So as you see here, this is here the point. Here we have the whole part. And here we have the decimal part. In the decimal part, the first one is tenth. Then we have hundredths. We have thousandths, of course, with TH at the end. And the last one is 10 thousandths.